Hey everyone, this is Eric back with Auto Replay, and been busy with kids' birthday parties, wife birthday getaways, and going to the beach, and so I really haven't been uploading anything. But getting back to it, got to get back on this 2008 Dodge Nitro, and ever since we had bought it, it always felt like something was loose in the front, and like a couple weeks ago, I think like last week, after we came from the beach and we went to one of my wife's cousins' birthday party at a Mexican restaurant, and I was driving back home. It was like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and the battery light came on. So I was like, oh man, I was going to pull over into an auto parts store, but with everything going on, all the auto parts stores are closed, at like 8 or 9, and they're not open up at 11 o'clock at night. So it's just kind of just pushing it, just waiting to get home. Long story short, kind of came home the next day. Had the alternator tested and got it rebuilt, put that back in. But my wife was driving back home. After I put everything together, I kind of just drove it up down the road, made sure the battery light wasn't coming on, and then she drove it. I think the next day or that same day, I can't remember. She came home and found out that the driver's front area of the vehicle was smoking, and it smelled like burnt rubber. And at first I was thinking that it was probably just a serpentine belt, maybe just a pulley or something was just not really turning like it should be, like it had a bad bearing or so. And one of her cousins looked at it and was saying that, oh, probably a cigarette got thrown while you're driving and got up underneath the car and hit this piece of rubber. And I was like, I don't know if I believe all that. I mean, but I was like, okay, well, that is a theory that could be what actually happened. But I kind of just let it roll around my head, and I was like, well, one of the guys at work I talked to the next day, I was telling him what happened, because at that same time I was kind of sitting in the Mercedes SLK 320 with my laptop with the C3 multiplexer, and she pulled up, and this car is smoking, and I kind of jumped up, and when I jumped up, I broke the USB connection into the back of the laptop, and I don't know, I just said the heck with it, because now the laptop's all it's messed up. Like, Windows would not load, and this USB connection is not working. And I mean, I just got this thing, and the whole reason I got it was to clear all the codes and do some real diagnosis with Mercedes-Benz. But at this point, I'm just trying to do simple stuff, so I'm gonna get on this Dodge Nitro, because what happened was I drove it one day to work, and I was using it for work. So I was driving down the interstate, and I was driving all day with it a little bit, and I noticed that it started dragging, and I was like, man, this car feels like it's dragging, it's kind of weird. There's some mosquitoes out here. So yeah, and I think that's the camera right there. That's the camera. Okay. And what I noticed was that it started smoking on me. I was like, man, what the hell? So I pulled over to O'Reilly's before I came home, and I kind of looked at it, and I was like, well, it looks like the brakes are just getting stuck. They're like getting frozen on the actual rotor. So I was like, maybe the pads are just not moving right. So I went ahead and got some of that brake grease stuff from O'Reilly's, and you want to send me like a whole bottle. I'm like, man, I don't need a whole bottle. I'm not doing brakes every day, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, well, you could go ahead and get the little packets, like $1. So I got like 3 of those, and came home. I took the wheel off, then I had it jacked up and everything. I took the brake caliper, the brake pads off, and the brake caliper, and I took all the brake pads out, and I greased everything really good and cleaned everything real good, and I put it back together. And then I drove it, and it drove better, because now the pad was not freezing up on the actual rotor, because it was actually getting hot, and actually melted like the ABS sensor wire, and I'll show you that. And I was like, man, So when I had the wheel off, I kind of turned the wheel, and I'll show how I kind of found this. And I noticed that, you know, the rotor was hitting the brake pad every so often when I turned it slow. So at that point I was like, well, it could be actual warped rotor, but I was like, man, I just bought these front brake pads and front brake rotors when I got the SUV, so I ain't had it that long, and they're all brand new, you know. So I was like, hopefully the rotor, it's a thick rotor, I mean, for this SUV it's very big and thick. So I was like, well, hopefully with the heat and everything it didn't warp it. And when I looked at it, it looks like it's actually the hub that's causing the issue. So I went ahead and ordered a hub, a wheel bearing hub, and thank God these are easy to, then like the Mercedes, you gotta press them out and you gotta have special tools and all this. This is just 3 bolts on the back. So I'm gonna rip this all back down and replace the hub. It's got the ABS sensor wiring on there because this one started melting from all the heat. So I think that'll take care actually the issue what's going on with this. And I'll kind of show you how I diagnosed it and everything. And once I get everything back together, I mean, everything be brand new. Have a new wheel bearing hub. You know, it's got a new rotor, but it's got a few months on it. You know, I've taken it to the beach and all that, so I probably put, shit, man, I don't know, like 2,000 miles on it. I ain't put that many miles on it. And so if not, I may have to get a rotor if the heat from it warped it. But I think once we get everything back together, you know, we'll slap out everything back together, then it'll be fine. I think what happened was when we had, well, it wasn't me, but whoever had the last set of wheels on just didn't tighten them enough to the actual hub, because like the last set didn't really fit that good. So what I think was that the wheel was kind of loose or not, you know, actually level with the car, and probably just driving it probably started started messing the bearing up on that wheel bearing. And this may make sense because we always felt something was on the front right, but a lot of times in cars for suspension issues, it's on the opposite side. The problem is, and you know, you'll feel it on this other side. So that it kind of makes sense. I mean, if this hub bearing is going out, because I feel like something's loose, and it still may be an inner tie rod on the passenger side, because I kind of looked at the boot on that side, and that's kind of messed up from something dripping on it. You know, it's got some kind of little weird, tiny, minuscule oil leak from the top, and I don't know. I just don't want to get into all this, man. I just don't have time, you know, because I'm running another company, and you know, I like cars, but I just don't have the time to really fix on them. So I'm probably not going to be making too many more videos about, you know, actually working on them, unless it's like, you know, a 30-minute, you know, maybe hour job at that. You know, something simple I could just knock it in and out, because I mean, I got kids and I got a business to run, and you know, we gotta have fun and, you know, go out and live life and all that. And so, you know, I'm kind of getting back to everything, but I'm probably going to stop the SLK videos for a while because it sounds like it needs a torque converter. I mean, I got a brake pressure sensor that's coming from freaking China, which may be here at one point in time. I'm still waiting on that. And well, you know, we're just gonna go ahead and get to it. I gotta find the lock to take the wheels off, get the jack, you know, some jack stands, make sure everything is nice and safe. Take this wheel off, the brake caliper off, and then there's 3 bolts for the actual, I'm gonna have to beat this rotor off probably. And there's 3 bolts that actually hold the wheel hub on, and the ABS wire is gotta unclip it. So I'm gonna go through all that. I just want to get it fixed because, you know, we got July 4th coming up tomorrow. We gotta go run out of town to my wife's mom and stepdad's place, and going to be hanging out at the pool. You know, probably have a little drink, just chill out, and you know, probably catch up. So I'm gonna get to it. All right, so I got a jack with a brick because this SUV sits so high. Got 2 jack stands to be safe after I jack this up. Got my socket set, the hub, a torque wrench to torque the wheel back down, set of gloves, Phillips screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver. May have to get a longer flathead screwdriver, a C-clamp, or I can't even remember, adjustable C-clamp. You know, I got a extension I got some ratchets here, so I could just put some sockets on ratchets and kind of leave them on, so I ain't got to keep changing sockets out, because you know I'm gonna have different sizes, and it's just better to just leave one on there. I don't know if these are the right size or not, but once I put the right size on there, I can use like 3 wrenches, socket wrenches, versus having to change them out all the time. When you're doing a big job, that helps. And then you know, if I need to break these wheels loose. So with these lug nuts, this is a spline, and it's a, looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spline lug nuts, and you have to have this key. I find it best just to leave that key in the actual glove box, because if not, if you don't leave it in the car, you need to take your wheel off one day, and then you gotta break all these lug nuts. So we're gonna get to it. Alright, so last lug nut, that's coming off right there. Get the wheel off. That's how I put these gloves on now. Wheel this over here. And put that right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and get in here. Alright, so this is the actual rotor caliper right here, and I'll get you in close on where this actually got so hot. I mean, it was melting the plastic on this and on that ABS sensor wiring right here. So I mean, just imagine how hot this was getting for that to melt. I mean, you probably don't see that, but what I did last time was I went and greased up everything, all this stuff, these little channels in here, if you see that. I mean, I greased all that up in there to make sure these pads, you know, because they're right here, they slide actually in and out off the rotor. And if you could see this, you could probably, this thing is, probably can't see it there, but let's see if I can get you up in here, and where you can actually see this top of this rotor here. Yeah, you need to get very on top of it. Let's see, hold on. So you can see this. So here's the actual rotor against the brake shield. See how close I can get in with this. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to turn it though. You can see that, but if you can see it, I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but I could tell when I had this caliper off that it was going in and out. I'm gonna replace it anyway, hell with it at this point. So we're gonna work on that. I mean, even the ABS sensor wire is messed up, so just gonna need to replace it. Ain't gotta worry about it. Ooh, it's kind of shaky. So there's a couple bolts back here on the actual caliper here. So get you up in there. Yeah, I'm making that all shaky with this pod. Alright, there we go. So there's bolts, like one here and one on the bottom. And go ahead and break. Well, this is if you want to take the caliper off, and I'm just the actual brake pads off. I want to take this whole caliper out because I need to get that off out the way anyway. So there's 2 big bolts, one's here and one's on the bottom. If I get you down here, one is right here on the bottom. So there's 2 bolts, and that'll come out, and I'm just going to swing that out the way. The ABS sensor wiring, it goes up in here. Hell, where the hell is that plug in? Yeah, all this has got to come, I'm way up here. all this got to come loose. So I got to break all these loose, and there must be a plug up there, maybe underneath the actual hood part. But let's see, and that's where the flathead's gonna come in play. But first, let me loosen this caliper up. So I'm gonna take a C-clamp and just loosen it up so we can take it off and put it back on, no problem. So I'm just gonna put the C-clamp on it, around it, and the way I got it is, you know, part of it's pushing against the pad on the rotor, the other part's on the back side of the caliper, and we're just going to go ahead and tighten that up so I can loosen it up. Yeah, go from there. Yeah, this be easier to put it back on and off. But it seems like it's not as stuck. That's good. It probably needs some grease anyway, but we're gonna make sure this thing dries good, because I'm gonna end up probably taking this all the way to Kentucky. I'll make sure we make it there and back. There we go. That's loose. That's loose enough. Alright, so this is where I'm going to find a different ratchet with a different socket put on. If this is not a 19, I can check it real quick. Yeah, it's not a 19 back there. Let's see, what is it? Is it a 21? It's like a 21. And I got, so it's a 21 millimeter for the back bolt back there. And let's see if I can break this loose with this. Break it loose with something else. I got a torque wrench here, so you know, that'll probably be fine. Let me put that on there. I used to have a breaker bar, but I broke it. Ironic. Yeah, that's not good either. We'll just put a extension on there. Hell, we just can change it. Just as easy. So break this loose. Dang. Let me get a mallet. Alright, get this top bolt out of the way. Yeah, we'll hang this up a little bit. going on. Alright, bolts out the way. Go ahead and loosen up all this so I can separate that. I'm going to show you these clips right here. You just take, you see a flat head screwdriver like this is clipped in, and you just turn it like that. Just do a turn to break it loose. Pretty simple stuff. So we got one here, and there's one back here. So I'm going to do the same thing and just turn it, you know, ever so gently to break it up loose, and then it comes loose, and take that loose. So now this ABS sensor wire is not connected to this brake caliper hose, and this whole caliper can come out the way. I'm just going to set it back here for now, keep it out the way while I work on this hub. So now this brake rotor can actually come out, and this is coming out pretty good. Looks like the rotor's still good. And now there's just 3 bolts for this actual hub here. And you could, if you listen really good, you could hear how this hub sounds. So I'm gonna put you right close to it, right on it. And it don't sound good. And see if you can see it turning. But this is it here. If you can hear that, I'm gonna put you on this side. It's probably better on this side right here, and get you a little lower. But just listen to this. Sounds like metal. So that bearing's definitely going out. Yeah. So we're gonna get that fixed. And I'm pretty sure this is off a little bit. Yeah, cause I can see it going in and out. Let me see if I can get you on top of this. If it's lined up with it. You might see it going in and out, I don't know. Yeah, the heck with it. It's going to get replaced anyway. So there's 3 bolts on the back of this joker. You can see it in there somewhat. You know, there's one here. It's basically just a triangle pattern, so there's some back in there. So go ahead and break those loose, and then the hub can be replaced. And there's one little Allen screw, looks like, for this ABS sensor right there. So I'll probably shake it a little bit, but go ahead and get this broke loose. Out the way. See what we need there. Probably 19mm. Yeah, another 19 for the back. You can see that. Let me move this camera back so get out of the way. I'll probably use the mallet on this joker and get this thing loose. Oh yeah, it's just gonna loose up. Hold on. Wait, or did I just use the wrong size on it? I think I got the wrong size. That might be 18. Yeah, it's 18. I'll round that off. Keep going. Yeah, it's 18. Alright. Go ahead and break this loose with this mallet. Make sure that caliper don't go nowhere, but yeah, Gotta get that coming out. We gotta save all these bolts, you know. Yes, I don't know if you can see in there or not, but I might be able to turn it a little bit. I'm just taking this bolt out. There's 3 of them in there. This bolts. That's a good thing about these cheap cars, man. The hubs are easily replaced. 3 bolts and can't beat it. So let's see if I get in there with this thing. Might be too long. Yeah, too long. Probably get it with a deep socket, but so I'm gonna use a deep. It's an 18mm actually. That's the size. Well, put that on this one here. Get that bolt out. Bolt 2. We got bolt 3. Looks like it's over here. Gonna beat that one out too. Go ahead and get that going. Ooh. It's kind of far. That one's gonna come out. So that's the last bolt, and before I take this all the way off, I'm gonna go ahead and get this one last ABS sensor wiring, I guess, out. Well, if I need to, I might need to. So here's that hub. Go ahead and unpackage this. Need to make sure it's the same. Get too damn far with it. So it looks like it's the same type. Yeah, and I got this ABS sensor. I'm gonna open up this hood. That sensor go? Man, I'm trying to find out where the sensor goes. It goes way down in there. I know you can get all the way down in there. Probably can't, but it's way down in here. I need to find what that connection is. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect that and then go ahead and pull the sensor wiring out. Okay, I found where the actual connection is on this Dodge. Yeah, these not hard cars to work on, but right here is that where that connector is popped on. I was like, where the heck is it at? I thought it was underneath the hood, but it's not. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a flathead screwdriver and I'm gonna pop that loose. I'm gonna pop that loose right here. Let's get behind there and I should be able to just, yeah, pop it loose. It'll come loose. Or maybe just pop it. I don't want to break the dang thing. Let's see if we can go through. There you go. That's how, I mean, I got a new one anyway. So this looks like this red connector slides back. Yeah, and that just slides out like that. Okay, does this pull out? How does this come out? Look at this new one. So the new one's like this. Okay. So that slides out. Does this slide out some more? Oh, and that comes all the way out, I guess. That came out. This should release. Oh, there we go. And that unplugs like that. We're gonna wrap this around. So now we could take this hub off right here. I'll back this joker up. So now this hub can come off. Got the WD-40. I'm just gonna grease all this right here. See, this thing is separate. And there, behind here. All this. Work with this thing. So that's soap. So I got a slide hammer here. Now I'm gonna actually put this on the inside of here and I'm gonna pull it out, because what's happened is this is a northern car. It's got rust all in here and it's not budging. So that's my solution towards getting that. It's a slide hammer. Getting that through there like that, and then put this on there, and this here, there. So I'm gonna pull the force of it this way. I should be able to hit it. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck in there, but I'm gonna work on trying that and pulling it this way. So and see if it'll separate. Man, I'm gonna mess this thing up. I really need a washer. Hell with it. A minute now. Yeah. Okay, I wonder if there's a way to put like a C-clamp on this to pull this out. I might need a puller for this. Let's try to see this slide hammer get it going. See if it'll budge at all. I don't know. This thing's on there. In it good. Let me see if I can find something else that pull it out. Man, that joker took a second, but that's alright. Installation's just reversed. Alright. If I could turn this, but yeah, we go. Get this kind of straightened up a little bit. That turns fairly easy. Alright, so yeah, I'll come up around like this, and we'll back this up like this, so you see what's going on. Oh, just kind of route that like that. For some reason I think that went like this. Oh, that might be that one there. That's that one there right there. Alright, let's see if I can raise this up a little bit. There you go. Go ahead and do this like this. You can put the rotor back on. Should be fine. I'm going to have to tap this back a little bit. Put it back on there. There we go. Alright, so that's looking good. This dust shield's out the way. Looking great. Get the rotor back on. And that should fit up pretty nicely. Okay, it fits pretty good. And go ahead and get this caliper back on here. So that should fit right in it. And there we go. fit on right here. There we go. And those two bolts back here. I think that was a 21. What the heck that is? There's 21 back here. Just going to tighten this up. Right there. Going. That's 21. All right, well, we beat this rotor off. Alright, so this ABS wiring just connects down here. So that goes like this. And snap that back together. Like that. And this one, just open up, put that back, just open it up like that, fit that in there, and just tighten it down. Alright, looks like this one just fits like this. Just back here. So this just fits in there like that. Just plug together like that. And then we got that red little piece that goes in like this. And you just rotate that back in there. Pop this back in. Boom. Done. Looks like that's looking good. This is all rotating good. That looks good. Alright. So now I'm just going to work on putting the wheel back on, tighten everything back down. You know, taking it off the jack stand. I'm going to take it for a test drive and see how she rolls. Hey everyone, so taking this SUV for a test drive. Yep. And got my little buddy back there. Yeah, I'm on tennis. Yeah, you guys just did the switch. I don't know if everybody can see you back there. But anyway, so far it feels a lot better. I could tell it's not dragging like it was before because the brake was dragging pretty bad on that side. And I mean, I have to go over the bump again to kind of feel it, but it does feel a little tighter so far from what I could tell. and it's rolling, man. So yeah, I think that was probably the main issue, was that wheel bearing was just not working. Because yeah, it feels a lot better even when I stop now. I could tell the wheel's not, before I could tell like something was loose, you know what I'm saying? And now it's driving pretty doggone good. It's driving straight. You know, I probably need alignment on it, but it's not that off. Yeah, I can tell now when I go over a bump, it don't feel loose. You know what I'm saying? So I think we fixed it. You know, it took a little bit of time, but for the amount of money, I got new hub, new brake pads and rotor and all that stuff. And I'm gonna make one good hard stop to kind of clean the rotor, and then that's it, man. We're good. It's a wrap. So thank you for checking me out today, and I'm gonna see if I could work in some Copart walk around videos like my man Randy with auto auction rebuilds. I've been watching a lot of his videos, so you know, I see, you know, maybe when you got a family you gotta do other stuff, because you can't be working on cars every day. It just wears you out. I can't do that. I'm not 20 years old, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like Goon Squad, and I ain't got no big shop, and like I ain't got, you know, somebody holding a camera to help me out, so it's just a lot of work. But I'm gonna start bringing some more content about cars in general. Maybe put the go-kart that my son Aiden has, and we'll go from there. So I'll catch you later.